Welcome, guys. Friday, the 30th of May, the last day of the market update this month. Before tomorrow, it's gonna be closed, and we're gonna have a new month, of course. And today, it's gonna be quite a volatile day, I guess. I hope so. I mean, we assume that it's gonna be just because a lot is gonna happen. First thing first, the last market update. It's Friday, always volatile. Secondary, there is some release of FTX on Solana tokens. They're releasing some billions on it, so that might come back into the market. Who knows? But still, all is possible. And yeah, there are some numbers as well coming into the market. So a lot is happening. A lot is happening. Keep in mind, we still have around 40 minutes to go for the New York Open. So yeah, let's have a look on the long and short ratio. How that sound? And look at that. We are flipping it quite heavily. We've been from, what is it? 27th of May. That was Tuesday. We've been on 63. Then we bounced all back to 48. Then we came back to 54. And right now, we are literally or in longs most of the 44 and 54 in long. So yeah, heavily on longs. We saw as also price action retracing yesterday. We broke some structure as well. So there is a lot of happening. And it's Friday. Like we said, it's been a week that we've been that high, and right now we're doing it. Interesting to see. Keep in mind, it's going to be weekend, so after the Sunday, have a look how that's going to look like, because they might trap as well a lot of people. They like to do that through the weekend, so be aware of that. That might be even an issue to go a little bit lower as well. Let's see. Now, heat map. How does that look? What did we do? And what are we doing? We didn't go higher, so eventually we didn't go higher to 109 to grab the liquidity, but we are starting to stack again a lot of liquidity that we might grab now for the pullback above us. But we went lower. We grabbed quite a lot of already. Yeah, see, we grabbed them all. We left that behind. We didn't even come back for it. We didn't even reach it. We left it behind. So we might come back on the pullback up for the last leg, and then we might reverse again. So far, we are grinding to the downside 105. We are kind of ish holding it. Let's see how that's gonna look on the chart. But if we're gonna start to grind lower through the weekend, then yeah, it is what it is. And what I was telling is from 98 to 95, that's the area what I would like to long the shit out of it. But let's see. Now the most interesting part are the bids. As we remember, yesterday we had the bids above us around 600 Bitcoin, and those are pushed us literally. Those ones they moved them a little bit around, as they still intact, they still in. Those bids pushed us all the way here, right? What I was mentioning, and we are quite holding on 300 Bitcoin right now. That's fine. It's a little bit above us as well, 300, so we might bounce here around. And still, that wall is still intact. It's still not moved. There is just a little bit left from them, but they are still here. And of course, they are stacking a little bit more on the upside. So coming back again to it, then that might happen again. And what do we gonna have below us? Still a little bit more. Just try to push us a little bit higher, or that's gonna react as a magnet to go and grab them lower. Of course, we have some whales who are selling and buying at the same time, so that's not gonna be the weird part that they bought the top, and here again if you're gonna go lower. So they're always happening, they're always doing that, but it's really interesting to keep in mind. Still 109 is on the table to flip that to go higher. Fail that, then we will have another swing failure. So that's interesting, that's cool to see. And what do we do here? Perfectly to the T again. We bounce from that freaking trend line on VIX, and another trend change. We had a reaction on it. We have another trend change. We might even go higher. We spiked higher above the 19. So let's see if this is gonna be literally the range what we're gonna play out, or we're gonna spike up and we're gonna see bigger pullback on it. So yeah, please keep that in mind and see how that's gonna play out. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, we might do this for a quite longer time if we're gonna go in the summertime and we start to grind our way and have a little bit of dead market for a while. Who knows how that's gonna play out, but it is possible. Magnificent 7, positive, most of it. Some have a little bit of retrace, but most of it is positive, so that's good. Packs as well, a little bit on the below the open. Dixie as well struggling, so we still like kind of figuring out what we're gonna do with the market open. So it's still interesting to see. Then, of course, the bot sold, right? We are sold. We did fail from the weekly, perfectly retest of the weekly. That was amazing. And right now we broke the structure. That's the 4-hour structure that's been broken already. So we broke it. Right now we can come back to retest it and have another swing fail, or have it go lower to February. Sorry, go lower to February and bounce from there, because that's what I'm aiming. Literally what I'm aiming for is 1033. That's the area where we're gonna bounce. That's gonna be 1 week and we're gonna retrace quite quick from it. So be aware of it, and yeah, that's gonna be the nice long position, and see how far and how high we're gonna go with it. That's gonna be really interesting one. Amazing. To the T. It plays so good out. I love to have the bundle metrics set up, and look how it plays out. The shorts are pushing it to the downside quite heavily, and we've been pushed. Look what we grabbed as well on the way out. All of the 150 X's over here. We stopped over here. That's good. Nice. Now we might go back and grab those ones even, and then we have a major pullback. So technically on the swing point over here, on the point of control, we're holding it. That's good. I like it. That's good to see. Now we could maybe go a little bit higher to grab all of those. Now we see the flip quite heavily in the stable coins, right? All of it, alts, shit coins, and even large coins, we had to flip from it. So that's a little bit not worry, but it's a sign that we might retrace, right? So because there's no volume, no volatility, no money into it, inflow. If you start to see flip that this stable coins are going to the middle and this start to move, then we are off. It's a good indication of it. Now, let's see what the groups are doing. We have quite a retrace. The privacy went lower. Exchanges quite heavily went higher. Happy to see that. AI dropped a little bit, NFT dropped, even the DEXs dropped. So we have a small push to the downside. And right now you see as well, hype went lower and ETH starts a little bit to go higher. So we see some more movement into the ETH. We're going to look at that one later as well on the chart. What's going on? And Bitcoin went a little bit lower. This starts to pile up as well, and Dixie starts to move higher, of course, just because we are moving and we are selling, and everyone is into the dollar right now. So as well positive for those who are playing around with the dollar sign, but for the rest, it's fine. A lovely hype. What do we do? Perfect hold of the end pattern, right, of the bullish or bearish end pattern from this area. Perfect hold. We have daily open, the lowest one from right now. And to be honest with you, the only thing what I'm aiming right now for is this. If and only if we're gonna go higher, then this is your resistance, but we will fail again, and weekly open even. So this took us a week, and we might go even for week 1 higher up. If not, if we really gonna fail something on lower time frame or locally, this looks quite bullish to me. The formation of the pattern of the position of the candles, the hold of the daily, we still can do this, right? If you're gonna go higher, then definitely it's gonna be good to retest the daily. If not, I would like to see over here the flip, right? We might do something like this, because we didn't retest the previous swing where we came from. As well, we have one over here we didn't retest, and there is another one over here. So we have quite a lot of resistance on the way up for hype. Still bullish, but we might go lower. I would like to see it technically same as Bitcoin, go like this and then have a bigger move, right? Just to do the one big smash move without going sideways, and then do the all-time high again maybe, or whatever. Like I mentioned, February, that's the level that I'm gonna long the shadow of. I have already bit set it up already through all this range, so that's great. Happy to be taken on them. But yeah, if you're gonna go first higher, all fine. I'm gonna short the resistance from it just because we broke literally the whole range, the whole structure of it. So yeah, it needed. We need to have some cool off on it as well. Oscillators, quite positive in my opinion. So we might go higher. This might go spike up. If hype goes first higher, keep in mind that Bitcoin will follow, right? Everything what hype will do, Bitcoin is following. It's kind of a sentiment what the hype is setting up. I'm not really key on it yet, but it's still working out. I'm looking at it, and it's still giving me the information that I want. So yeah, it's maybe weird to look at it, but we still might see this price action over here, right? Come again. Now, Bitty, our lovely Bitty, finally broke something major. So what did we do? This, like I was mentioning on the stream, as on the yesterday market update, the bearish retest of the weekly. Right now, we failed the whole structure of it. The whole structure what hold us, we failed. And right now, we're bouncing even back from the previously weekly open, and we start to hold the daily. So if I was mentioning that this might hold us, this level, and it did kind of age, and the next one and the major one is the 103.2 on Bitcoin. We short the shit out of it, or to long the shit out of it, and it looks like we are forming in as well on the oscillator. Strength, we finally came quite low on 35. It's been a while that we've been there, so that's already one go. But there is still a lot of things to be tested. Technically, what we are facing right now on 1 hour, we have this. This is your first resistance on 1 hour to face for. Then, of course, there is another one, technically even higher. That's this one. So same as hype, we still have some quite heavy resistance forming above us, right? On mid time frames. So this is our 4 hour, and I will suggest this to keep on the 1 hour because it didn't been broken. We settled. What do? High, low, lower high, right? High, low, lower high, high, low, and then of course maybe it's gonna be the lower high. So simple as that. Going by a structure key, then that's what you're aiming for. Those are the major resistance. That's laying out up as well quite heavily on 150 axis, so it's perfectly overlapping. We might spike higher and wick it and come back, close it, and then go lower. All possible. And of course the bands, like I was mentioning, they are turning into the February level. We are going closer on it. My point of interest, the overlapping support and support the overlapping order books. Everything lines up, right? And still, and I'm aiming as well for this area of interest. This is your biggest support ever, right now. So keep it as that, and make sure you're following as well, because right now those are the areas what you key on, nothing else. So as mentioned, it's still happening. We still can go lower. Nothing else hold us right now. So that's a little bit on bitty. So that's why I want to mention it as well. That's might happen. But as well, not to forget, most important, we broke as well the structure on a daily. That's already a heavy key to keep in mind, right? And we broke that, so we should go lower, and that's why I'm aim as well for 103, because that's the first low that took us to the highs, the all-time high. So I want to bounce from it, if that's going to be the strong one. Then of course the weekly, after the move what we had, and that's been from the 78.2 move, if someone else can remember it. It's 39% straight up on the weekly, without any kind of pullbacks or any kind of setbacks on it. Straight back. And what do we create as well from already April the 1st? It's a regular divergence. Twice in the row. If we're gonna close the weekly over here, it takes 2 days still for it, but still regular hidden of regular divergence is still in play, and we did it as well on the RSI. It's all set. So after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks straight up, it's gonna be the first week, if this week's gonna close like that, bearish close of the week. So yeah, it's all possible that we close from lower, go high, or like first go high, retest that, and follow break, and we're gonna do something like this. It's all freaking possible, right? And then we have one more. That's gonna be the one more move. That's gonna be the bye-bye. See you in a couple of years. That's what I'm aiming for. I will go a little bit more in depth on Sunday on the fireside on that one, because it's quite important to prepare ourselves and know what's coming. But yeah, it's gonna be the first highest close and open of the monthly, so that's for sure. But weekly, it starts to look like we might turn around. All still possible, right? Nothing is out of the woods. And like I mentioned, 2 months straight in the row, we went up higher as this, and this is gonna be the closest monthly ever in history. So every single time frame we had already the history close or open. And yeah, that's might be, if we're gonna close here, even then we come up, we test the wick, and we might go even lower, or I don't know, settle something like this, right? We wick into it, come back, and then we might even start to turn around. It's all possible, right? I'm aiming for something like this. That might happen over here, and then we start to break it down, right? To come over here, retest that, and we might go higher, right? So it's all possible. We did it. So yeah, keep in mind, we still have 1 day to go, and that's weird because monthly is going to be coming first before the weekly. So yeah, it's a little bit weird, but it is what it is, and yeah, play it as it comes as well with it. But interesting as it is, that's what's going on, and that's what I'm key on right now. So let's have a look on ETH. Unfortunately, after the high, we came a little bit lower, and see if we can hold this. That would be really cool. This, don't get me wrong, this is not pulled right. I'm not even key on the trend lines, but I just want to show that it's still respectful and holding that. We might see any turnaround. If not, if coming lower, then I mean, I would like to see, but they're overlapping, so it's really hard to see. May, I guess, of March, September even open. Okay, now hold the September, then it's still higher as it goes. Oopsie doopsie, and Solana had a fail, and we are holding the previous structure, what I was already mentioning in my one of my streams. So holding that might go even higher. Breaking that, then I'm sorry, but then March it is open. So I'm not sure if Q4 will hold us. So yeah, going a little bit through the list, what's going on the alts. Not really something spectacular. Injective is holding strong and it's going good. Nice, I like that. And as I mentioned, we came finally into the pocket. So let's see how that's gonna play out. Of course, AVAX is retracing more. Solana we saw. Yeah, forget about that. That's I'm already putting to the ground. Good, it's fine. It was nice. And of course, we have our rejection of the grass. Ooh, that's interesting. A new low of Fartcoin. That's really interesting. If that's gonna playing out the same, we might have another swing. If not, then the next swing, if you're gonna go lower and literally create close below the February, that's gonna be the failure swing. Yeah, but we did good. We did great on it, so that's all good. So far, not much to look at it. Everything is quite in. Oh, pain. Oh, facing. Okay. All right. 10%. But still, like I mentioned, keep in mind that we're gonna see any volatility already. We had some movements back and forward already. We have already two reactive and reactive reversals on it, and we had the third one with positive cash inflow. So there's can be a lot happening. We've been already from the high of the all-time high, quite dead on the algorithm. They've been switched off. So if you see there is none of them positive, but then we had a little bit before that, and before that as well, quite a long time that we hadn't positive switch on it. So we might see a little bit pullback, and then if gonna drop, then that's gonna be the hard drop. See how that's gonna play out. But so far, you really want to go level by level right now, especially with the volatility today. If you start to hold daily, then you see any flip, you will see rejection from here maybe, and then play it as it goes, right? That's really important. Any level that you come back into the rejection, be aware we might see any pullback lower, just because short and long ratio are quite heavy as well right now to the opposite side. So keep that in mind. Anyhow, I will see you on Sunday on our lovely fireside on the 1st of the month. That's going to be quite awesome to stream, but well, the close of the weekly. So quite volatile weekly going to be definitely. That's going to go up and down quite quickly, especially tomorrow with the monthly close. So that's going to be interesting. And I always forget to look at the numbers, what we had, personal spending, save as forecast. So that's good. Everything is forecast. And oh, we had even higher than the forecast. So, and even the previous. So personal income monthly. So that could be good. And then, of course, next week, yeah, manufacturing PMI numbers. Let's see. It's not gonna do that much to the market, but I think jobs opening quite important. That's always important in my opinion. If there are more jobs opening up or not. So yeah, keep it level by level. Don't go crazy yet. There is no necessary. I mean, like always, short the resistance, long the support. And like I said, this is my point of interest. I have already my levels loaded in. Same over here as well. So yeah, all ready and steady to go. Let's go and have a look quick on my bots as well, how they performing, what they do. I changed them a little bit. Bex is in the short. So happy about that. Let's see how we're gonna run. If Bitcoin starts to move higher, then that one might go literally a little bit lower. Hype is nice and in long, so that's good. From here, that's from 50 minutes, so that's good to carry on. I like that. I will set a new position for TP somewhere over here, I guess. So that's gonna be a great one. Baby one. I switched them off after this move. It's baby. Yeah, baby is off. Width is off. Omni is off, and Bowman is off for a while, just because they've been ranging. And after this move, I mean, I took the profit. Yes, that's fine. But I had three trades in negative, and it drained the account a little bit. So you need to have a cool back and cool off a little bit. In my opinion, Omni, I want to see a different opposite direction, see how that's gonna play out, and then I'm gonna switch them on. Cake finally changed from the long to short. So yeah, I didn't go on that one because I don't know why, but my bot didn't fire on it. So I need to check it if it still works, if it's well performed or not. But yeah, it is what it is. It didn't fire, but let's see if we're gonna come back, and then I might put it on short. So far, I keep it on 3 bots for now, just because I really need to sort them out and see how they perform. Because yeah, like I said, all the profit that I make on all of the bots, bomba drain the account, and that sucks. So I'm not gonna get that much bots anymore. I keep it by 3-4 maybe, and see how they're gonna perform, and then I'm gonna play around with it. Bex and hype, they stay. That's set. They're never gonna leave. and I might add 2 bots to extra to them to see one alt, like a stable or a stable alt, and one meme coin, just to move them a little bit more around to have more volatility in it, right? So that's why it's going to be or Omni maybe, or Bomb if that starts to perform well. But Omni didn't do any weird moves yet, so I'm watching the open of any long on it, and then I might yeah, pull the trigger on that one. So those are my stay, and the rest, let's see. All right, so that's gonna be all. Those are the key moments and levels, and yeah, like I said, keep in mind, keep in check, keep in mind, and be aware what's going on. All right, thank you very much, appreciate it, and I will see you on Sunday, our fireside. See ya, bye.